There are only a few landmarks that are lucky enough to call themselves a wonder of the world, which excludes many other gorgeous historical sites. Luckily, thanks to the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, there are thousands of sites that are highlighted for their beauty or significance. Travelers who want to appreciate the world's beauty beyond the wonders of the world can visit these towns recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Each town was awarded this designation for its significance to the local culture or history. Of course, UNESCO World Heritage Sites continue to be added to the list every year, with towns, relics, and natural wonders being included in each rollout. Some countries host top-rated World Heritage Sites, while others may be lesser known. Here are some towns that have the prestigious honor and title as of 2024. Number 10. The Old Town of Lijiang, China. For those wanting to explore a UNESCO World Heritage town with endless mountain views and hikes, the Old Town of Lijiang is well worth an adventure. Tucked perfectly on the Lijiang Plain at an elevation of 2,400 meters, this protected site stands as a historic and strategic hub in southwest Yunnan, China. There is a traditional town where people can walk and explore that was established earlier during the Song and Yuan dynasties, so it is perfect for history buffs. Number 9. Ouro Preto, Brazil. Nestled in the valleys of Minas Gerais, Ouro Preto is more than just a picturesque town. It's a remnant of the country's history. Here, this UNESCO World Heritage Site gives visitors a glimpse of life during Brazil's gold rush in the 18th century. Meaning black gold, Ouro Preto was once abundant in gold deposits and became a prominent gold mining area from 1720 to 1897. Slowly through the decades, as the deposits dwindled toward the 20th century, so did its gold mining activities, and thus the town's prosperity. However, something more beautiful remained at Ouro Preto that is worth exploring today, namely, its Brazilian Baroque architecture is a must-visit for those who appreciate building design and history. Here, curious travelers can find stunning architecture that's a remnant of the past and of Portuguese influence, especially at the Church of São Francisco of Assisi. Number 8. Old Town Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, Canada. Much like fashion, architectural design is always changing. The 21st century is teeming with skyscrapers. However, some towns, like Nova Scotia's Lunenburg, are proud to retain some of their historical buildings. As such, UNESCO-listed Lunenburg is one of the best-preserved colonial towns in the world. Recognized as a small and beautiful town in the Great White North, visitors who venture to Lunenburg can still find its old town intact. Specifically, this former British colonial settlement still retains its original layout as a rectangular grid pattern. Some of its 18th century houses and buildings also remain standing, which were constructed from wood. Number 7. Vatican City, Rome, Italy. One of the more religiously significant cities-countries in the world is Vatican City in Rome, Italy. Listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the area also hosts 2 separate World Heritage Sites, including the historic center of Rome and the designated territory itself. What makes Vatican City worthwhile is it's the smallest sovereign state in the world, population of around 850. This, plus its Christian-centered art, architecture, and history, make it a great pilgrimage for those interested. Number 6. Tallinn Old Town, Estonia. Estonia's historic capital city of Tallinn is still teeming with life and bustle, which has existed since the medieval era. Though the capital city boasts an experience that combines the old with the modern world, Tallinn's Old Town remains a beautifully preserved Hanseatic town center. This historical center is not just studded with historical buildings. Its 13th century city plan remains beautifully preserved and intact to this very day. Tallinn's Old Town provides a historical experience for those who seek it. Grab refreshments at the Majaasmaak, the city's oldest cafe, built in the late 19th century, or admire architecture along the cobblestone streets. Number 5. Grand-Bassam, Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire's Grand-Bassam may remain a town, but it stood as the country's first capital. Grand-Bassam will make travelers feel like they have stepped into a time machine studded with colonial-style houses and architecture, a remnant of French colonial rule during the late 19th century. Discover the history behind Grand-Bassam, which once functioned as a major port city and a commercial hub for Côte d'Ivoire, and enjoy the vibes of this historic coastal fishing village. Don't forget to stop by the Musée National du Costume inside the former governor's palace. Number 4. Uxmal, Yucatán, Mexico. Uxmal may not be a habitable town anymore, but this archaeological site is a perfect example of pre-Hispanic periods in Mexico. Founded in 700 Anno Domini, Uxmal was once home to 20,000 people and was adorned with traditional Mayan architecture and art, some of which pay homage to the rain god Chac. Lovers of all things archaeology will enjoy discovering the gems in this pre-Hispanic town, housing ruins, which were once buildings, of course, organized in relation to astronomical phenomena. This ancient Maya city is one of the best preserved cities to discover out of Merida's Yucatan Peninsula. Number 3. Hoi, an ancient town, Vietnam. Like rising from the ashes, some architecture and buildings have been restored around the Hoi, an ancient town. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a fine example of a Southeast Asian trading port that dates back to the 15th century. Hoi An is a well-preserved city and has stood the test of time for centuries, earning its status as one of the many UNESCO towns around the world. Much of its street plan also remains intact, combining elements from local and foreign heritage. Here, travelers can peruse through the town to admire its 1,107 timber frame buildings alongside several buildings or ruins that have been completely restored, such as the Japanese Bridge. Number 2. Toruń, Poland. Toruń is one of Poland's popular destinations and is a town of great cultural and historic significance to the country. This historic town was founded in the 13th century by Teutonic Knights, albeit in a different area. The area that the town originally resided in was not ideal due to constant flooding events, which led to the creation of two towns, an old and a new town. Today, visitors can educate themselves about the fascinating history of Toruń, learning more about former local residents like Nicholas Copernicus, the world's most famous astronomer, or sampling the city's legendary gingerbread. Foodies and history lovers may also want to book a trip to Toruń's Living Museum of Gingerbread. Number 1. Galle, Sri Lanka. Nestled in southern Sri Lanka, Galle's allure is its coastal sites, paired with its storied past. This Sri Lankan city was visited and built by several communities. Galle was founded by the Portuguese in the 16th century. In contrast, its fortified city was constructed by Europeans and Southeast Asians. British settlers and travelers were also prone to Galle's charm. Today, there is a bounty of historical sites to see at Galle, including Dutch-style colonial buildings, historical places of worship, and other ancient architecture that mixes with the city's boutiques and hotels. One of the most notable sites in Galle is Galle Fort, the largest remaining European colonial fort in Asia. So, we have shared with you top 10 towns of the world that are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Hope they will be useful to you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.